Alrighty, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? Happy Friday night as your New York Knicks go into Milwaukee and demolish the Milwaukee Bucks by a final score of 127-98. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. That is more like it. Appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat. Appreciate the members in here once again. Thank you for the support. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. Let's go. That's more like it. That's how you respond, ladies and gentlemen. 128-98 in Milwaukee. Isaiah, what's going on? Appreciate you in there. Great win tonight. The only thing I can nitpick is that Cat having his first points in the second quarter is unacceptable. What's going on, Isaiah? Appreciate you in the chat, man. Look, the Knicks go into, what's Milwaukee's stadium called? Fiserv Forum or something like that, and they punched the Milwaukee Bucks in the mouth, right? And let's be honest, guys, the Bucks had won 8 out of their last 10 games, so it's not like the Bucks were this pushover or this bad team. They've been winning some games without Giannis. They've been playing well. They've been playing better, and then they coming off the loss to Cleveland, and that was like a few days ago, but Bucks were rolling. They were feeling confident about themselves, and the Knicks just shut the door on all of it, ladies and gentlemen. And that's how it's supposed to be done, right? This is what a bounce back looks like, right? From the opening tip, Jalen Brunson was dominant in this basketball game, especially in the first quarter. It was just incredible for the New York Knicks, and you felt it, right? You felt the difference, like the pace, the spacing, the decisiveness. Obviously, it looks good when the threes are going in, but I didn't think the Knicks were overthinking out there. There weren't stagnant possessions out there, just like Knicks basketball. And again, our captain set the tone early. 22 points in the first quarter for Jalen Brunson. 22 points in the first quarter. Here's your beautiful box score right now. Beautiful box score. I miss looking at box scores like this, right? 22. Surgical performance in the first quarter from Jalen Brunson. Getting to his spots, controlling the pace. When Brunson comes out like that, it kind of settles everyone, right? It tells the team, like, relax. And it's good to see from Jalen Brunson because he's been like semi-struggling. And we talked about it on the podcast, and he came out with a bang. And this is the Jalen Brunson that we know and love. So shout out to Jalen Brunson. And then the second quarter, Knicks Junkie, what's going on? Chris Gotti salute. What's going on, people? Knicks Junkie, Chris, Isaiah in the building. Joel, what's going on? Tony, what's going on? El Capitan. 22 points in the first quarter. 22. He's back. 27 on the night. We didn't really like the first quarter was so great. Like 4-6 from 3, 11-17, efficient, 7 boards for Jalen Brunson. Hey now. And then in the second quarter, right? Cat has 12 in the second quarter. Catch and shoot, threes, layups, quick decisions from Big Cat. Like that's kind of the formula, in my opinion. You know, Jalen Brunson takes over in the first, Cat takes over in the second. Excuse me, feeling a little bit under the weather this week, trying to talk, but yeah, it's a beautiful win from the New York Knickerbockers, and you know you're now 38 and 22 on the season as that dish updates. But offense was back. 77 points in the first half. 77, one shy of the season high. One shy. Excuse me. So 13 threes in the first half alone. 77 points in the first half. Let's go, man. Let's go. Like, it's kind of felt good. It's kind of felt like, and Mike Brown, man, shout out to Mike Brown simplifying things like we spoke about on the pod and what I've been calling for. I said, look, you bring in Sohan in here and you play him. You're playing him over Diwara last game. Stop. Stop. Play Diwara. And Mohamed Diwara tonight, I mean, how many minutes did he play? Every single minute, 23 minutes from him. Like this, all this guy does is positive stuff on the basketball court for the New York Knicks. Like, it's unreal. 23 minutes, 10 points, 2 or 3 from 3, 4 free throws, gives you 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Team high plus 25 on the night. Thank you, Mike Brown. You simplified things. You just played Muhammad. Just play him. I know you bring in Sohan in here, but enough with the shenanigans. You play Mo D, and this is what happens. Good things happen when he plays. And he simplified the rotation. 4 guys. And I think that's the rotation heading into the playoffs. I do. In a playoff series, I think it's going to be our starting 5. Mitch, Mo, Shamit, and Jose. Hopefully Deuce is back, and then we just go from there in the playoff series. But I think that's the rotation he needs to go with and stick to. Because simplify the offense, simplify the rotation, let guys be comfortable. Because once you start throwing guys in and out, pulling this guy off the street, he's playing 10 minutes. Nah, man, it throws everything off. Let's get back to what we do best, and that's score the basketball at a tremendous rate, right? So, shout out to the New York Knicks. Figgy is in the building. She says the Cavs just lost to the Pistons. Wow. Cavs were up in that game, too. Pistons won by 3 in OT. Let's go. That helps us out. It extends our lead in the East. Let's go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Loud and Clear is in the building. What's going on, Loud and Clear? Joel says the Sohan experiment is over. I don't think it's over. I just think with everything going on lately, with the New York Knicks, the most confusing team in the NBA. Come on now. Just play Mo. Like, yo, Mo was incredible. Excuse me. Whew. Man, I can't shake this cold. Apologies, chat. Yeah. So you're 38 and 22. Your offense looked really good tonight. Really good. And this is how it's supposed to be done. This is how it's supposed to be done. You beat up on the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, they're missing Giannis, but again, they won 8 out of their last 10 games. And here we go. Away we go. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Bear with me as I'm like fighting through a sickness and I can barely talk. Probably not going to be a long post game, but I had to hop on here and talk to you guys and talk to the chat. Figgy says, depending who we see in the playoffs, Brown should adjust the starting 5. You see, Chris and I asked, like, Chris and I were bantering back and forth about that. I don't think he does that now. Like, I think he waits until we get into a 7-game series, and if we're down a couple of games, then I think he deviates. But Josh Hart played well tonight. Everyone played well. OG played well. 5 threes, 5 of 7 from 3, 8 of 10 from the field, especially to open up that second half. OG Anunoby was absolutely on fire. And this is how, look, you shot 50% from 3 tonight. Like, hello. Right? Hello. That's not going to happen every night, but when the threes are going in, it looks good. It looks good. Say Quizzy, what's going on? El Figgy says, Mo given just as many points as the seasoned veteran like Mikal. 10 points, 6 assists for Mikal, 2 steals. He was fine. Like, so I like the 6 assists. I like the 2 steals, the 4 stocks for Mikal. And nothing really to nitpick, honestly. Nothing really to nitpick tonight. You had, Shamet was on fire. Landry Shamet has just been incredible all season, man. Give a big ups to Landry Shamet. He's just been, for a last-minute signing, this dude has just been incredible. 5 of 7 from 3. You have Jose coming in, giving you 5 assists. Kolek hits a 3 in the fourth quarter. Mo looking like Mo. Jordan Clarkson in that fourth quarter, look, bobbling the ball and everything. He's out of whack. He's out of sync. But all in all, an amazing basketball game from the New York Knicks, and this is how exactly what we wanted as Knicks fan and how it's supposed to be done. Like, coming off the Cleveland game where it wasn't a good game. Like, they just played flat. They hit a 180 and they bounced back and scored 127 and only allowed 98 points to the Milwaukee Bucks. I'll take that. You got a tough game on Sunday against the San Antonio Spurs. I'll take that. Say Quizzy says, good win, but we cannot get smoked by 20 on Sunday. Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen, Say Quizzy. I don't. Like I said, this Knicks team has been so confusing. I wouldn't put it past them to show up on Sunday and give us A-plus performance and win that basketball game. I would not put it past them. But then I wouldn't bet it past them of them laying an egg on Sunday, right? But this was a positive step in the right direction. Look, you're not going to hit 50% from 3 like nightly. 21 of 42 from 3. It's incredible. Incredible shooting performance from the team. Like, it's incredible. OG 24, Cat 17, Hard 12, Brunson 27. Again, 22 of those came in the first quarter for Jalen Brunson. So, yeah. And then Mitch comes in, 2 blocks. Shamet 15. Let's go. And away we go. Away we go. Appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat. Once again, sorry for my monotone tonight. I'm trying to get my voice together. But I promise I would be more hype if my voice was barren, like my voice was here. Fans NY says, as OG goes, so do we. It's incredible, man. That third quarter, he hit everything. I think he had 3 threes in that third quarter. 5 of 7, 3 assists, 2 steals. 24 and 8 of 10 shooting. Efficient night, man. Coming off a game where you couldn't buy a bucket. You had 2 days off. Remember, the Cleveland game was their third game in 4 nights, or 4th game and something like that. So they had 2 days off. You have Wednesday, Thursday off, then you come back on Friday and you take care of business against the Bucks, man. Again, the Bucks came in. Daniel, what's going on? The Bucks came in winning 8 out of 10. So, yes, they have a 26-32 record, but they're 14-14 at home. They were playing well. I got Kyle Kuzma shooting half-court shots against us, looking like how we looked in the Garden. Logo threes, 4-7 from 3 from them. I'm like, bro, this guy loves playing in New York Knicks. Ryan Rollins didn't do much. I thought defensively the Knicks were better tonight. Mikel, I thought defensively, Figgy, I know you brought up his offensive stat, but defensively, Mikel, there was a possession there where he shut down Ryan Rollins, which I loved, absolutely loved. But I just thought that it seemed like the 2 days off got this Knicks team reset, right? They reset. They got treatment. They just look good, man. They just look really good tonight. And this is what we wanted coming off that bad win against Cleveland. You couldn't scripted a better game for the New York Knicks. And, now we travel. They'll probably travel home tonight. Maybe practice tomorrow. Then you got a big game on Sunday against the San Antonio team in which you beat in the NBA Cup. You lost to them in the regular season. And it's funny how that NBA Cup win doesn't count, right? But, it could be, and I know I'm speaking out of pocket here, but Spurs are predicted to come out of the West by some experts, right? And, obviously the Knicks still have work to do, but it could be a semi finals preview. I know, again, I'm speaking way out of pocket here. That's just way down the line. But Spurs could be a team in which we possibly could face in the NBA Finals. Again, I'm speaking down the line here. But I'm just saying, it's going to be a good test on Sunday in the Garden against the San Antonio team. So, here we go. Fans at NY says OG X Factor. Oh, Figgy says Novak had me dying saying OG's toe is good tonight. I like Novak. I like Novak on the broadcast. I think he has a subtle tone to him and it's relaxing. I like hearing him broadcast these games, right? And I like Tyler Murray too. So, El Figgy says got 32 from our secondary unit, Landry, Jose, Mo. Look, guys, it's all so simple, right? It's all so simple. Clean rotations, defined roles, what we've been pleading and asking. Guys weren't, Sohan didn't play. I know he played in garbage time, but when the rotations make sense, the rhythm is laid out for you, right? And I really loved Mohamed Diwara's minutes. The energy, the activity. He didn't try to do too much. He just played like Mo D plays like. Just defended. He ran the floor. Just plays within himself, man. Winning minutes, guys, from Mo D. Winning minutes. There should be no reason why after tonight, no reason why Sohan plays over him. No reason. If you're promised Sohan's agent, if you're promised him playing time, I'm sorry, man. We got a rookie here who's having a tremendous rookie season, and he's playing impactful minutes for us, and he's 6'9". Right? He's 6'9". He's 20 years old. He's been awesome for the New York Knicks, man. Awesome this year. And Mike Brown spoke before the game saying that he's not worried about shaking Diwara's confidence. Because I know how these coaches sometimes play games, right? They want to see how these young players would react to, being benched in certain situations. So, and Mo D didn't flinch. He came back tonight and looked like himself, right? He's hitting his threes, which has been a tremendous surprise for all of us. Because if you thought he was going to shoot 40% from 3 this year, yeah, I would have laughed at you prior to the season. Laughed. And that's what he's shooting. It's incredible. 40% from 3 this year from OD. Wasn't even his strong suit. Wasn't even his one of his strengths as a player coming up. And here we are. Number 51, man. Play him. That's it. Just play him. Sohan should not be playing over him. And look, I understand the Sohan signing. I'm not saying don't play Sohan. I'm just saying you need to be playing Mo. Mo D should be coming in off the bench with Shamit, with Mitch. Like, he should be entranced in the rotation. Tonight proved that. Update on Deuce McBride. So he is shooting. He's doing some standstill shooting. He gave an update on his core injury. He said that he got his ankle checked out. Wanted to check out some other things. That's when the core injury came up. He said that he's hoping to get back prior to the playoffs. But it's a good sign that he's doing some standstill shooting right now. He said it's a slow process. He said that, it's a tough injury, and, hopefully we can get Deuce McBride back, because that'll even be more of a boost for us, because we desperately miss his shooting on nights when our guys don't have it. Deuce McBride normally is the guy who always has it, right? And it's going to be interesting to see the rotations with Deuce McBride and, Jose Alvarado. Like, how does Mike Brown navigate that? But we'll cross the bridge when we get there. And hopefully he's back, because Deuce McBride, we saw it last year in the playoffs versus Boston. The block comes to mind, the chase down block. And I'm just happy that he's traveling with the team. He spoke to the media yesterday. And all positive signs, it seems like. Look, you're about to be in March. That's a month. You hope he comes back mid-April. It gives him a month and a half to recover, and away we go. But right now, we should be able to, fill his minutes, fill his void. And Jose Alvarado has done a good job filling that void. So, again, big bounce back performance from the New York Knicks. Let's take a look at the updated standings, because Cleveland lost. Let's go. Darian says, I cannot get too excited over this win. They should be this team. I will be excited if they beat the Spurs on Sunday. We all would, Darian. But look, am I jumping up for joy tonight? No. And of course, I'm like feeling under the weather, but I wouldn't be jumping up for joy anyway. But I'm just saying, like, this was a feel-good win. Like a game in February where you just laid an egg in Cleveland, you get the bad taste out of your mouth and you just move on, man. These games matter, because if you look at the standings now, all of a sudden the New York Knicks are a game and a half ahead of Cleveland for the 3rd seed. And now is when you kind of scoreboard watch a little bit. So I still do think the 2 seed is obtainable, and I would like the 2 seed. I do not want to finish 4, though. So anywhere from 2 to 3, I'm perfectly fine with. Would have liked Detroit losing tonight, but I'll take Cleveland losing and separating a game and a half behind us, right? I'll take that. Cleveland's dealing with some injuries right now currently, and away we go. But I understand how you I understand. Loud and Clear says this Sunday is a big test for us. Tonight is a nice win, but what we were supposed to do. We need to show up Sunday against the San Antonio Spurs. Randu, salute. Yes, we do, guys. But, like, I don't know what to expect. Like, does anyone know what to expect on Sunday? Again, this New York Knicks team I could see a world where they blow out the Spurs. I could see a world where they get blown out. You're just hoping that they put together some consistency to end the season. That's all we need right now. We need some consistency to end the season. Last year, the Indiana Pacers were on a hot streak heading into the playoffs. And that hot streak at the end of the season led them to have that magic carpet ride all the way to the NBA Finals, Game 7 in the NBA Finals. And I think they would have won if it wasn't for Halliburton blowing out his Achilles. You need to put together some consistency here. It cannot be one game, loss, another game, win, loss, win. It has to be we need this offense to consistently show that they're back and that they can like play together as a unit. Otherwise, we're like questioning the starting five. We're questioning Mike Brown. Is he the coach for this team? I don't know. I don't want to do that, but they've led us to do that, right? So the Sunday game versus San Antonio is big because then you have at Toronto and then versus OKC. So, fans NY, what's going on? Appreciate you in the chat. Appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat. Once again, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Your New York Knicks win by a final score of 127-98 against the Milwaukee Bucks. You guys could hit the Discord if you guys want to call into the show. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Big win for the New York Knicks. Our captain set the tone early, scoring 22 points in the first quarter. And then Karl-Anthony Towns gave them 12 in the second quarter. And I'm sitting there like, this is how it's supposed to be done. And then OG Anunoby in the third quarter was big. I like that. Right? Now, Jalen Brunson's not going to score 22 points in the first quarter all the time. But to start these basketball games, Jalen Brunson has been off lately. And Chris brought it up on the podcast. And right out the gate, Brunson was cooking him. When Brunson's on like that, it's night-night. No one can guard him, right? So that's how it's done. This is how it's done, right? Set the tone early, build the lead right away. No fourth quarter anxiety. Just a professional grown man win, right? If this Knicks team commits to this formula with Mohamed Diwara coming in off the bench, and that should never change. Never. I know Mike Brown was that's why I couldn't. You bring in Sohan and you want to see what he has, and I still do want to see what he has, but stop, right? And he brings in Mohamed Diwara and he plays really well. So simplified rotations, the guys letting it fly, and the shots were going in. That's the dangerous formula, and it doesn't hurt when you shoot damn near 50% from three, right? So, Say Quizzy says this team's so up and down, you never know if they're going to show up or miss 33s. Yep. And guys, because in the playoffs, right, you can't live and die by the three. You can't. We just saw that with Boston when we beat them. There needs to be some other characteristics within your offense. It can't just be threes. If threes are falling, you're winning. If the threes are not falling, I'm sorry, it's night-night. No, you have guys that can post up. Like last year, at the end of the season, OG Anunoby was dominant. Dominating the NBA when Jalen Brunson was out, granted. Karl-Anthony Towns can post up when he wants to. It's just that when he wants to. Mikal Bridges, little fadeaways. That's fine, though. It's whatever. It is what it is. Josh Hart, obviously, being in the paint and kicking it out, but you have different guys on this team that you shouldn't be a one-dimensional offense. You shouldn't. It shouldn't just be if the threes are falling, you're winning. If the threes are not falling, you're losing. I know it's 2026 and that's the way the NBA is, but it should be when the Knicks are struggling from three, they're all right, let's figure some other things out. So, big win. Big win for the squad. Loud and clear says we're gonna see if these guys have it or not. Yep. The San Antonio, Toronto, OKC, Denver, Lakers. Lakers gonna do something. So Denver, we have their number, surprisingly. I'm not looking at that Denver game as a tough game because something about the Knicks in Denver now, we play them really well. Clippers, they traded away a bunch of people, but that is always a tough trip, It's a tough trip. Utah, the House of Horrors. Utah is some bad losses the Knicks have experienced in Utah. And then at Indiana, man, that's their game 7 whenever the New York Knicks come into town. But they just got Obi Toppin back, so. But still, it's a tough stretch. It starts on it's Sunday. Right now, the 10-game stretch started with Detroit. Right, you're 3-2. Right, if you kind of want to take the broader picture here, 10-game tough stretch started on the 19th of February. You're 3-2, right? You went on Sunday, you're 4-2. Then it don't look so bad, right? They were like, okay, like big Spurs are good. Spurs are really good. They just smoked Detroit in Detroit. Everyone's crowding the Spurs like they're gonna beat OKC out west. Let's pour some ice water on that. Let's go out there Sunday, beat the Spurs, and let's get back on track. Let's do it. I'm going to go to the Discord a little bit earlier tonight to preserve my voice. I see Figgy and Yuri in the call. Let me turn off this music. All right, let's go to the Discord. Let's go to Yuri. Yuri, what's going on? How are you?
Oh,
Big win.
good win. I hope you feel better first off before we
Thank
begin.
you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I hope we feel better. I'm happy Mike Brown simplified the rotation tonight. And I hope going forward this is going to be the rotation on playoff time.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about throwing Mo out there in the rotation, though. In the playoff rotation. I think it's too much. I think he's not ready yet.
You say you don't know if Mo is ready for the playoffs?
For the playoffs. Yeah.
There's only one way to find out, Yuri, and I don't think that you can not play him because you don't think he's ready, right?
I get it.
If Diwara is playing like this,
you gotta put him in.
You gotta play him. You can't not play him because you don't think he's ready. He has to play.
It's a different ball game, though, man. That's what I'm worried about. It's a different ball game.
Obviously, you give it some games. A couple games. If he's not performing, then you deviate.
Right.
But
that's a really good positive to see him back out there, though, even after the Sohan experiment, though.
Yeah.
So that's definitely. Mikal Bridges played a good game tonight defensively. I know he didn't have it offensively tonight, but he definitely stepped up defensively. And Cat gave you a decent game. JB gave you a decent game. Basically, good team effort. Even without a team, with Giannis, this was a Bucks team that was 8 out of the last 10. They started off really hot. And now after the Cleveland Cavaliers loss, you're still up the third seed. I think you're up a game. I think you're up a full game on him now.
Yeah, game and a half right now.
You're up a game and a half now.
Yeah.
So this is a critical time where I think Mike Brown will buckle down. He will stick with his rotations. Where you need to win games now. Gotta win games.
Yeah, man. It's March. Next game is March 1st. Sunday's March 1st, man. That's the last full month of the season. It's crazy.
It's crazy how we're just in a month already.
Yep. Crazy. One more month.
So who would the playoff rotation be if the playoffs started today? Who are you putting in?
I think it'll be the 4 you saw out there tonight that came off the bench.
Jose, Mo,
Jose, Mo, Mitch, and Shamet. And obviously the starting 5, and we'll see with Deuce McBride if he comes back. But I think that this is the rotation. I think it should stick with it. And Sohan used in certain situations, and the shot clock stuff and the quarter stuff. But I think this is the rotation that you need to stick with, man. Diwara has just been playing phenomenal. You can't not play him. You can't.
I know. I don't know if it's just me having PTSD from Tom Thibodeau, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just me and a PTSD.
Yeah.
I got from Tibbs.
Yeah, I hear you, Yuri. You got anything else before I get to Figgy?
Yeah, good coaching game for Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Adjustments for Mike Brown. Definitely bounce back after the Cleveland game. But again, he's going to be judging the playoffs.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
it.
I'm holding judgment.
That's it. There you go. Yuri, appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the support. El Figgy is in the building. What's going on, El Figgy? How are you?
Good. What's going on, Ant? Sorry you're not feeling good, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That last little bit of cold and flu, man, it's going around.
Yeah. I'm trying to fight through it, though. I'm fighting through it. What you got tonight?
No, I thought it was a good win. Definitely needed it after the Cavs game. It was good to see, good to have. I'm kind of in a holding pattern with this team right now, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I know you brought up that you were blaming you blame Mike Brown. I know I saw your comment on that, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
you know, I'm not there yet, but I understand the Mike Brown blame, and I thought that he just needed to simplify, go back to the rotations, and when the shots are falling, it looks great, obviously. But I just think that tonight Diwara just showed that he needs to play, and enough with the Sohan stuff, and we just go from there. But obviously, for shooting 50% from three is going to make everyone look good.
Absolutely. I mean, and you can't have, I think we learned from the Cavs game, you can't have Cat taking 5 shots. I think
Yeah,
there was an adjustment made there, so I appreciate that. Jalen, though, was lights out in that first quarter, especially. First half, just, hats off shout out to the captain, man. He set the tone for the game. I feel like he just took over and he just, paves the way for the other guys. And then OG caught fire in the second half, and it snowballs from there. And it's just, it's a beautiful thing to see when the Knicks are doing this. And this is what I want to see. But, with Mike Brown, it's just sometimes I get the impression that he wants to be more like boys in the locker room.
mm,
And that's not necessarily what we need. We don't need friendship here. That's not what we need. We need a coach that can go in there, put together an offensive scheme, run the ball through Cat when we need to, make sure that, you're allowing him to get to his spot. We have an all-star center here. And, for everybody who wanted to trade for Giannis, guys, this is our team. This is who we got. We're running it back. These are the guys that we need to go to war in the playoffs together. So we all just have to sit down, buckle up, and ride this one. And we have to just get over it and move forward. And I think that the quicker this team starts to gel the way they need to, because
yep.
right now, I'll be honest with you, I don't feel like we move like a championship team. We don't
Yeah, I
move
don't
like a
think so either.
championship team. We're not dominating.
Nope, they don't.
We're not going out there. Yeah, we're falling short against the Cavs. And look, I knew when the Cavs made a move for James Harden and Dennis Schroeder especially, I knew that they were going to be problematic. I said, "Oh, they
Mm-hmm.
leveled up." And they did.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, I caught the tail end after the Knicks game. I caught the tail end of they went into overtime with the Pistons, and the Pistons got a couple of lucky foul calls there at the end, so they ended up winning by 3, but they went toe to toe. They went toe to toe with the
And that
Pistons
was without
with
Mitchell,
no
right?
that was without Mitchell and without Harden.
Mm,
They were both in street clothes tonight. So the Cavs are going to be problematic. And I know people say, oh, nah, they disappear in the playoffs. It's a different Cavs team this year.
I agree. I said it too when they got Harden. I'm like, yo, Harden's gonna unlock Allen. Harden's gonna unlock a lot of things in that offense. I know we'll see it in the playoffs. He's a underperformer in the playoffs. We'll see, but I definitely like we're what the third seed. I definitely want to stay in 2 or 3. But yeah, I agree on the Cavs. But
Yeah,
like I
no,
like what you
they're going
said
to
about the
definitely be
Knicks
problematic.
not acting like champions. They don't act like it, and they need to start acting like it. They need to put together some consistency here, so we can have confidence heading into the playoffs with this team.
I want, I want when the Knicks step on the floor, now we've given all the momentum to the Pistons. If we have to see them in the chip, before the Eastern Conference, even if we have the Eastern Conference, they're not going to be worried about us. The Celtics, I think would be good if we had to see them, but I don't know what's going to happen with them either. This is, and the Cavs obviously they leveled up. You know, would you bet the farm that we would beat them in a 7 game series? I would like to think so, but this bipolar Knicks team, they scare me, man.
Yeah, they scare me too. I would think they would beat them in a 7 game series, but if they don't, then there's problems. But I would think they would beat them, Elfiggy. I think they could beat anyone but Detroit. Like I think Detroit's a real problem, Scoring is a problem for Detroit, like we've seen sometimes when Cade gets shut down. But I'm not worried about Tatum coming back. Like, I think we can still beat the Boston Celtics. I think we can beat the Cavs, Raptors, 76ers. I see people saying that the Knicks will lose to the 76ers. I'm like, okay, whatever. I think it's Detroit. That's in our way.
I think Stephon Castle gave the entire league the cheat code the other night on how to guard Cade. Stephon Castle put on a masterclass of defense against Cade Cunningham. Almost got him fouled out. He was one foul away from fouling out in regulation. And really, he was in foul trouble starting the fourth quarter. If we can just take a page from that and learn and study and get to the, we just have to put it all together.
Yeah.
But it has to come together, and I'd like to see the Knicks be more consistent. I think Sunday's going to be telling. Sunday's a big one for us.
Sunday is a big one. Figgy, appreciate the call. Thank you for calling in. Sunday's a big game. Sunday is a massive game for the New York Knicks. If they lose that game, I don't even know what to say. It is what it is. Like, I won't even be mad. Like, I'd just be like, this is them. Like, at that point, it's like, whatever, just get me to the playoffs, man. Because I can't take it anymore with this hot, cold stuff. They need to put together some consistency here. Please. Like, heading into the playoffs, I want to feel confident about this team. I want to feel confident about this group. And they showed it in December where they were lights out, right? They showed it in spurts during the 8-game winning streak. But I know the competition wasn't that great. But I need them to put together some consistency here towards the end of the season to give us confidence about this team. Because, the owner put the expectations on them, NBA Finals, and he's expecting them to win the NBA Finals. So, fired the coach, Tom Thibodeau, and I was all for that move. And they hired Mike Brown, who I was kind of skeptical of. Mike Brown wasn't on my final coaching list. But they brought in Mike Brown. So, we just have to see how it looks, how it shakes in April. We just have to wait and see how it shakes in April. Let me see if we can get some comments from the Knicks. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks' upcoming schedule. Here it is right here. Post it in the chat. There it is. Sunday, Spurs. Tuesday, Raptors. Wednesday, Thunder. Back-to-back at Raptors and coming home to the Thunder. And Shea SGA just came back. Who made this schedule? You go to Denver, then LA. Oof. Muhammad Diwara said all the coaches and teammates told him to stay ready. Stay ready. He should be in the rotation. What do you mean stay ready? What do you mean stay ready? He should be playing every night. I know they're trying to instill confidence in him. Like, bro, you're going to play. We're just, figuring out this Sohan thing. He should be playing every night. Mike Brown said this is one of the best screen setting games they've had in a while. OG Anunoby won Defensive Player of the Game. OG Anunoby won Defensive Player. Sorry. This is here it is. Oh, it's not popping up for me. OG Anunoby won Defensive Player of the Game. Let's go. Shout out to OG. Shout out to OG. Phenomenal third for OG Anunoby. Phenomenal third for OG Anunoby. Let me see if I can grab that picture for you, if they posted it yet. OG. That's how you're supposed to play, OG. Got on you a little bit versus Cleveland game, but for good reason. There it is. There it is. Castro says everybody has to stay ready. Stay ready. You told Diwara to stay ready. He should be playing. Like you're speaking on him like he got taken out of the rotation because of something he did. Like, come on now. Look, I know that Sohan was the kind of like the shiny new toy, if you want to call him that. Because even I was intrigued with Sohan. I still am intrigued with Sohan. I still am. He's still young. Had some moments with San Antonio. There was a viral shooting video prior to tonight's game with his shooting, his shooting mechanics. Here's Deuce. Again, traveling with the team. Mikel, OG, Jose, Diwara. Let's go. Let's go, OG. Taking care of business, guys. Taking care of business. 127.98. I love it. Why Cat look like that? Oh, like scary and stuff. Come on, Cat. Come on, Cat. Here he is. He's just a chill guy. OG Anunoby. Step back. I'll give you a cut, pump fake, dunk. You look good tonight, man. Those 2 days off helped his toe. Clearly. Let's go. Even this move like here, move like that. You know, going to his right. These little herky-jerky moves. Like, yeah, he's a big game from OG, man. He looked locked in and engaged. Locked in and engaged tonight. OG the Bulldog. OG the Bulldog. Appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat. Once again, shout out to Knicks Nation. Shout out to the members in here. Big game on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Huge game on Sunday. You got a game against the San Antonio Spurs, in which I'm interested to see how this Knicks team comes out against the Spurs. Spurs are the leader of the West, right? No. OKC is first in the West. The Spurs are 43-16. They are a really good basketball team. I need Jeremy Sohan to give all the secrets on the plane home to New York. They are a really good basketball team. Wemby in the Garden. Wemby versus Mitch. Cat, OG, they're going to throw everyone at him. Get physical with them. Bump him down. Yo, they've won 11 in a row?
Bruh.
Yo, they've won 11 in a row. They're coming into the Garden on an 11-game winning streak with 2 days off. This is a big game, man. 11 straight. Golly, I didn't think they won 11 straight. They got OKC and Detroit in this 11-game winning streak. I know the OKC one was without Shea. But they got Houston in there. Orlando. Phoenix. Eddie, what's going on? Appreciate you, Eddie. Look, Spurs are on an 11-game winning streak, and they come into Madison Square Garden hot on a mission. ABC, national televised vehicle. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna lay out? Or you gonna put on your big boy pants and let's go? Send a message on Sunday. Now we kind of feeling good as Knicks fans, right? We kind of walking with some swag on Monday. Like, yeah, we just beat the Spurs. No biggie. You lose that game, the confidence is already wavering from Knicks fans. That just fuels it even more. So, big game in the Garden. No fears on Sunday, Eddie. No fears, but let's go. You got to play an A+ game to beat the Spurs. You do. So, these afternoon games are funky, too. They're like weird. You never know what you're going to get out of them. You never know what you're going to get out of these afternoon games. That's a scary thing. But I'm ready. I'm confident. I'm confident that this Knicks team will show out on Sunday. I am. Eddie says JB must just not play selfishly. Man, if JB's drops 22 and a quarter like tonight, Eddie, I'm all. Hey, that's the Jalen Brunson we've been missing lately, right? But obviously, it's going to be an all-team effort against a great San Antonio team who's second in the West and is extremely tough to beat. They got defenders, they got scorers, they got Wemby, they got an alien. Let's go. Let's go win on Sunday, and let's keep up some consistency. All right, guys. Appreciate you in the chat. Once again, shout out to the members. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to people who subscribe. If you're new here, I'm Anthony. Post games every single night after Knicks games. We'll be back on Sunday right after the game right here on the Knicks Nation channel. Make sure you support. Please subscribe, like, all the good stuff. The Knicks Nation hats are live on the knicksnation.shop website. The link is in the description, or it's on the YouTube channel, or somewhere. At Knicks Nation on Instagram, at Knicks Nation on X. Let's go get them on Sunday. Let's go win. Appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat. As always, just let's go Knicks. Big win. It's on the Sunday. The marquee matchup. Right? The marquee matchup. Knicks Spurs. Could be a finals preview. Who knows? But let's go win on Sunday. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. I'll be back on Sunday. Peace.
Brunson a three. Bang!